what you do. It's your boy Bandit. Y'all know what this is. It's Detroit What Up Doe. Y'all know how we do when we start every show. I got HR know with the crew with me, starting with Lady of GFR and Lady of LFR, Tori.
Hello, how are you?
What up, Tori? How you doing this afternoon? What is Friday night?
I'm alive.
Hey, ain't that the truth? You know, if we got Tori, we always got that man. They call him Sky. Oh, you're on mute, like always.
Dumbass.
Still on mute.
I got it out. No, I just was swearing when the mic was muted. I just want everybody to see it while I was vocally, or physically showing it, but not vocally saying it. So, what up, though? Friday night, another one. Season's almost here. Holy fuck! Holy fuck!
The show. And y'all know who he is, my brother from another mother whose parents don't know each other. DaeDae!
What up? Welcome in.
What up, bro?
What up, Doe? What up, Doe? What up, Doe?
I'm
Another
gonna get you
Friday
at the family
night.
reunion next week, right?
Man, I don't know. You gonna let me come to the cookout?
You already know we got that barbecue for you. You already know, bro.
Oh, we there then. And pull up on them 19s. They still clean though.
You know.
Don't call him Five-Finger Bandit for no reason.
Yeah.
We ain't grilling no bologna. But you know, we also
them
got
hot dogs.
we got the baseball expert here himself, Chris.
Hey, what's up? Go Lions. Hey, can't wait. Bring the energy.
Show. And we got a special guest today. I'm going to let Tori introduce him.
Why do I have to introduce him?
Is your friend?
It's
So
your guest. You bring him out.
Bring him out.
You want all the credit?
Party, yo, when Tori's not saying shit in the house.
I feel attacked. Okay. This is someone I met through TikTok, and he can introduce himself.
I introduce someone she met through TikTok who is a crazy hockey fan. No puns, Chris. And like
if he doesn't have the title, he can't. No, I'm just kidding.
But I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Keegan.
Hi everyone, I'm Keegan. On TikTok, I'm known as Wingsfan97. I do a lot of just funny content with just NHL stuff and obviously a lot of Red Wing stuff. So happy to obviously be on here and let's go Red Wings.
Hey man, we appreciate you being on here with us, man.
I'm glad you're on here. I don't even fucking watch the Wings. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't blame you.
Hey, Keegan, as long as you tell me when the playoffs are, then I'll start watching when they make them finally.
I got you.
Right.
I got you.
I watched the
that game.
final.
That'll be this year.
I watched the final like 4 or 5 games last year when they had a chance to still get in.
Yep.
Those were some amazing games. Man.
Those were, yeah. That's the first time I watched hockey in a long time. Probably the first time I watched hockey since I moved out of Michigan. To be honest with you.
I ain't gonna lie, they had me at work watching hockey on my phone during that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
When they were good, they were good, and then when they were bad, they were bad.
They're bad.
Yeah,
well, my whole life
bad
was
is
the Red
terrible.
Wings. Was the Red Wings like constantly? I mean, they made the playoffs. What 25
years straight.
25 years straight, man.
Third long, tied for the third longest streak, I do believe, or second. I'm not sure.
I think it's up there. I think it's it has to be number 1 at this
No,
point.
the Boston Bruins had it for
Boston.
27 or 28.
No Pens were close to.
Pistons growing up, the only thing good ever in Detroit when I was growing up was the Detroit Red Wings.
So when they first started their streak, I was in my senior year of high school, and when they stopped was 2015. That's telling you something.
Yep.
Long time.
Yes.
Since Keegan our special guest and we already talking about hockey, so let's talk about a little bit of hockey. How y'all feeling about the first round draft pick this year?
So, I'm gonna abbreviate this one. So MBN. So Nygaard, he's a really good forward. Obviously, I was hoping that we would go get Cole Eisman from the USA program, but obviously, obviously a lot of European scouts, they know what they're doing. You look at what Eisman's building. We got some good prospects in our system down in Grand Rapids, and a lot of guys in Europe still kind of developing. Obviously, you got Sandin Pellikka with in the Swedish league, and Nygaard. He just adds more to our forward depth in the minors, and obviously, I think not this year, but I think next year he'll be definitely pushing for a roster spot. We obviously the biggest thing for us is keep developing those guys. They come up and look at just obviously how the team's being formed. You got a lot of contracts that are going to come up in the next couple of years, and these guys are going to get the best opportunity possible to make the roster. And he'll be definitely one of those big impact players. And if not, it's totally okay. Maybe he could be a trade piece to maybe get over that hump at some point. But a very solid pick overall. I like it. It was very questionable at first for me, but looking at it now and just what he's doing, especially as of late, I think just today he was playing really well and down in Europe right now. So I'm very happy with the pick so far, and I hope he comes up with a high impact for us too.
So it sounds like they're on the up and ups when it comes to AAA, AA, single A, all that type of shit. When it comes to
hockey,
I don't like I said, I don't want hockey. I will give in on this. So
What is it? AHL, UHL, and
So
there's something else.
There's a lot of
three main
different-
leagues. So there's the NHL, the AHL, which is usually where all the affiliates go, or that's our affiliate teams and whatnot for the NHL, and then you
That's
got
like
the
the Griffins,
ECHL, which is like where AHL guys go if they're not performing well, and then you got Europe leagues, you got the Swedish leagues, you got the KHL in Russia. So there's a lot of leagues you can go to
You gotta,
if you're a
don't
player.
you have like the QMJL or something like that?
Yep,
too,
that's
as well?
junior. So
Yeah.
there's like WHL, CHL, you got the Q too, which is that's a little bit more of a controversial league a little bit, but
Yeah.
just
I
because
like
they got rid of hitting.
Yeah. So I liked their pick actually, but I think he is closer to pro ready than Cole Eiserman was, but I think Cole Eiserman had a higher upside. I think they took the safe pick versus taking the developmental guy with higher upside.
Oh, absolutely. And then
Mhm.
when you look at Nagard, he was projected to go 15th. I was completely okay with the pick at the time. Just I'm like, okay, he's projected to go to that space. We know he's going to go there. Eiserman, he had a little bit more to do when it came to his footwork and just speed overall. He's a guy that can put the puck in the net. Big reminder of or comparisons, Cole Caulfield. Guy can put the puck in the net. I know from what I've heard too is Eiserman, the reason he did drop in the draft was there were some attitude issues and some character issues too, which is a big part of hockey. You want to, build a good culture around a lot of these guys and have them build into a culture, which obviously in Detroit, same goes for the Lions. You want to build that good culture. You want to build that good chemistry with guys. And obviously they didn't think he was the best fit and they went with the safest pick available. And I'm completely okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, we had another a sniper that we had picked a few years ago. He actually fell to us at 3, I do believe. I'm not going to say Valeno. I think it was he was a sniper, but he's gone now.
Oh, Zadina.
Yeah, Zadina. He was supposed to be
bust.
like he was supposed to be a consummate like 30, 40 goal scorer and nothing.
The problem
So-
I had with that pick at the time too is we didn't pick Quinn Hughes and he was available at that time, and I just looked at it like you passed up on a generational defenseman. Obviously, he's doing great with the Canucks, captain of the Canucks, Norris Trophy winner. So it's all up for the Hughes family. They got some good genes, and obviously a lot of them played for Michigan. Obviously, you got Quinn Hughes, Luke Hughes, and then obviously Jack Hughes playing here in Plymouth for the USA program. So they got a good gene pool. What can I say? So
Yep. They're up there with the what is it? The
Stastny
God.
brothers,
Yeah, there you go.
the Quebec Nordiques throwback.
Yep.
Hey, you came in with them hockey facts today. Let's get into some Lions football. You feel me? Let's start with no more injuries, please. Loss. For real, no more injuries. We worry about
Wrap everybody up in bubble wrap.
Yeah. Now we know Dan Campbell. He is gonna have other players up and ready. You feel me? But it just seemed like because last year we wasn't hit with the injury bug during the season or during OTAs and everything else like that. Scott, what's your thoughts on these injuries this year? And do you feel like they need to tone it down in practice or anything else like that? What's your thoughts, bro?
I mean, injuries are going to happen in general. I mean, obviously they're going to have to make adjustments because more injuries are occurring. And what I mean by that is they're going to have to be very, very slight with who they play in these preseason games when it comes to how long they play. I still agree with getting all these guys in at least a series of the game. You know, even down to Jared at some point. But at the same time, if we have any more injuries, it's going to start to be very concerning, especially long-term injuries.
I don't want to see Jared till that third game for maybe a series. to be honest.
Absolutely, DaeDae. I'm right there with you, man. I don't want to see Jared right now, but go ahead.
I'll
You don't
take
want
him
him to get hurt.
just for a
Honestly,
series.
I want Jared for a quarter in that game, and I want Jared for a series in this game.
Okay, then our whole starting offensive line better be out there because I'm not putting Jared behind.
And I agree with that too. Like at the end of the day, like what did Dan Campbell say last year, and what did he do last year? Whatever
We go for fourth down.
Whatever he did last year in the preseason, I want him to replicate.
Yeah.
Did Jared play? Yeah, Jared played in that last
Yes.
game last year. Yeah, he
Yeah.
played in that last game.
Like a
last
full
year.
quarter.
Right.
Hmm.
But if
I don't
like
want quarter.
I gotta see Sewell, Glasgow. I gotta see the whole starting line, offensive line out there. I don't want Jared behind Sorsdahl and Latu and Mahogany.
They would never do that. So whenever like what I'm saying is, even though injuries are happening, like we still need to prepare for the beginning of the season. We have a very, very tough beginning of the season right off rip. If we come out mediocre or slow, it's not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly. You're giving Stafford a second chance at home against us. Come out and smack that ass. He's not gonna get that chance again. Like he
That's
just
crazy you brought up Stafford. We're gonna talk about him too, but go ahead.
Oh, like I'm just saying that's just the tip of the iceberg of those 4 games. So we got to come out hot again, or we're gonna come out 2-2.
Do you want to see the rookies out there? Our top 2 rookie corners. You want to see those guys out there, or are you not willing
Absolutely.
to risk putting them in?
They should absolutely be out there.
Yeah.
Just because they need all the work they can get.
Chris, your thoughts and opinion on the same question?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind some of the guys being out there. I mean, just you can't be careful because that's not game speed. You need the guys to get out there to get a little bit of connection, a little bit of game, kind of slowly. They got to get their muscles adjusted to this kind of stuff. You're going to get bangs and you're going to get bruises. That's just the way it goes. Unfortunately, you have tweaks and stuff that happen that you can't forecast. Are you going to bubble wrap them when the first game of the season starts? No. So I don't mind them getting out there and playing. Let's just not do too much of it. Let's be careful.
I think the defense needs to be out there more than necessarily offense because the offense has continuity already because it's pretty much the same offense running it back this year, minus the loss of that guy who couldn't catch a pass last year.
The only time
will not be named.
And then that last game, yeah.
They told this guy right here.
Yeah, the guy who couldn't catch the pass in the most crucial game of the year. But this defense, this secondary is totally revamped. I mean, it's a totally new secondary again. You can't expect these guys to go out week 1 and just automatically have a feel for each other at game speed. They maybe have a game or a feel for each other at practice speed, but you need to get the defensive more reps than I say the offense.
Keegan, your thoughts and your opinion?
I think it's playing them to an extent. I feel like a lot of what's happened with training camp is it's changed. Obviously, the preseason games, it's kind of more of to get a feel for the rookies, and obviously you're going to play your starters sometimes, but you don't also want to overdo it with them because you want them ready for the season. I'm not too worried about a lot of these guys that went down with injury. They're going to be ready. They're going to be prepared to come back, play week 1 or miss maybe a week just to kind of recuperate and whatnot. But overall, biggest thing is you want these guys to, get some reps in, but you don't want them to overdo it. Maybe play them for a quarter or 2 and then say, okay, we're done. We want to just make sure that, you're all good. We're ready for the regular season and be ready for week 1 against Stafford.
Does anybody want to see the backs out there? I don't really want to see the 2 running backs out there. I'm good with those guys not playing at all.
Oh yeah, you don't want
David
Gibbs and you don't want Montgomery hurt. They're your 1-2 punch, man. I mean, look at what Gibbs did in the playoffs.
Especially when Gibbs is down right now, you definitely don't want Montgomery out there right now.
I mean, he's going to give you so much this year, hopefully. I mean, it's, like I said, 1-2 punch. That's great thing. If you have a 1-2 punch when it comes to running back, like it's going to be unpredictable at some point too. Like it's going to be It's gonna be one hell of a ride this year. I'm excited for it.
Our offense runs through those two. You know, that obviously Amon-Ra's our big guy, and you know he gets most of the spotlight. But if those backs go down, man, I think our offense is pretty much shot.
I would agree on that.
Because I don't think people are going to fear a Craig Reynolds or a Vaki or anybody else we put out there. You got one of those two out there.
Still got the O line though. So
We have a good O line.
Look
Yeah.
at Jamal
it just won't
Williams.
be, it just won't be a bunch of home runs. That's the only difference.
Did you just say Jamal Williams?
Well, look what he did with that O line, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Good.
With
that's
Tori,
any
your
of
thoughts
these
on your
backs
opinion?
behind an O line like that, there's gonna be success. But Jamal isn't a outside threat like Gibbs and Monty can be. So they throw them out as like a diversion, and that's gonna open up the other receivers. But when it comes to preseason, I don't like seeing our start. Like, I do not want to see Goff out there. Goff has the connection
Thank
with
you.
these guys. Nonetheless, if he does go out, I would be okay with like a couple series, 1 or 2 series, put him out. Because what we were talking about this earlier, I do not want Goff out there behind a second string O line. That's not. And this O line is already, they're a great O line, but we do know that they are accident prone, or not accident, injury prone.
Injury prone. There you go.
Why are we gonna? Nonetheless, one goes down, we shove somebody else in there. We've seen that they'll be fine. I just don't want to take that risk, knowing what we are going for this year. And sure, a season-ending injury is it rare to an extent, but I don't want to take that risk. Whereas, like Goff and these guys, they know the routes they're gonna run. They know what they need to do. The chemistry is there. What do we need to prove? Get him some in-game reps. Okay, sure, a little bit here and there, but I don't want to see a lot of them. Whereas the defense, like you guys touched on, they don't have that continuity together. They are all new. We literally cleared out the entire cornerback room. So all these guys, sure, they have connections with each other through camp and the first game. Let's build that up. As for like playing a lot, no, a couple quarters for them too, and then throw out the other guys, see if anyone's going to stand out.
Like you said, it's a high risk but low reward. So what's the use of even playing them? How many of y'all? Okay, let me ask a question to y'all. This is off the books. I mean, it ain't like I seen y'all the subjects anyway. But how many of y'all would prefer it just being college doesn't have a preseason game or a preseason scrimmage or anything? How would y'all feel about just being one preseason game and just start the season? Tori,
I'd be fine with that.
I'd be okay with it. Would we be extending training camp then? Or would it be the same amount of camp and just off time?
We'd have to make up the week.
I don't know. I'm not Roger Goodell, but I don't.
Okay, but in this hypothetical world, like there needs to be something with it.
More than likely, what's going to end up happening is any games that you subtract from preseason are going to be added to the regular season. So you're gonna, if you go down to one game, you're going to have 19 regular season games or something.
I mean, they already want to do that, Chris. Didn't they say Roger Goodell and the what?
He wants to get to 18.
Yeah.
18 is what he wanted to get to with 2 preseason
God.
games.
And that puts the Super Bowl on the weekend of President's Day, so everybody gets one day off.
Yeah, I think
They want to do that.
they go
anyway.
to 2. What is it? Didn't you say they go to two bye weeks?
Yeah.
I think they go to 2 bye weeks. I could do 2 preseason games and 18 games. I could do that. No big
Bye
deal.
weeks, absolutely. What the fuck?
I mean, more football, right?
Well, no, I'm never gonna complain about more football.
More,
Never.
more meaningful football. That's,
Oh,
that's-
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the players might, but
You know, we're talking about the preseason here, and we want the starters to play, but I actually do want to see a lot of reps for these backups as well, because I want to see what we have, especially in the secondary, what we have behind Davis, Arnold, and I'm guessing Rake would be the third.
we
I
know
wanna
what we got.
I know we know what we got on paper. I want to
Robertson.
see guys on the field.
And Mick and fucking Kindle.
Okay, I want to see a Mick, and I want to see Vildor out there playing. See, I got more faith in a Meek than I do with Vildor.
Whoa.
I mean, I do fuck with him, but my
Why-
thing.
why- it wasn't for that ball that bounced off his helmet. Other than that, I didn't have no problem with Vildor, especially with him coming off the street.
Okay, we may not have a problem with him, but I mean, Meek may be the better player.
I don't disagree with you there. Not at all. But what I'm saying is, I think they're both efficient enough to, if anybody were to go down, I'm not worried about either of them stepping up and playing.
I'd rather that bad. I don't know.
The only person I'd be able to worry about stepping up and playing is like Dorsey, if he had to get in there or something like that.
He got his ankles broke last week too.
But if we're down to that. No, that guy got cut. That was Maurice Norris. I'm pretty sure that got his ankles fucking broken.
Doobie had those skates last week.
Yeah, I think that was Maurice Norris. He is now cut.
Well, I think we all agree that. I think we all agree that they need to do something with these preseason games because, like you said, they're non-meaningful games. And I know they're here to evaluate the players, but you can't evaluate them, do training camp, and maybe like just one preseason game and get the season started. I'm just saying, if they do it in college, why can't they do it here? They do it. I don't know no other way. Basketball. But I don't know nobody who really. And then they charging full ticket prices for preseason games. So
that's crazy. That's crazy. Did you see that our preseason game is sold out? It's standing room only.
Oh my God,
that's wild.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm all for supporting the teams, and overall, just I think the city did get a big boost, especially obviously since we made it to the conference final. And
the draft.
Yeah, the draft. That was hype, man.
Was you there?
I wish I was there. I had to work that day.
We were there. We were there.
Yep, flew up from Atlanta to go see it. Yep.
DaeDae.
I drove my bucket from Ohio to get there. You feel me?
Guy was down there. DaeDae, myself, and Bandit were all in the. We were in the. We got all of us plus Mike and Leo. We all rented a house.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and Bandit set up the show. We had like a 5-person plus Sky was online. We had like one of our biggest numbers. And we were all drunk, so.
Hey, that makes for some great content, though. I mean, that's all I gotta say.
No, it don't, because I spelled a couple people's name wrong, and I looked at real.
Yeah, we know.
We remember.
I haven't done that in a while.
Mike was laughing at everything.
Man, hey, when he challenged, what's his name? What's the dude that do the draft?
Oh yeah,
Mel Kiper. When he talked about Mel Kiper, he was like, "We got more right than Mel Kiper." He was in there dribbling.
They did.
We did.
And we predicted the trade. And we predicted the Terry Arnold picker too. Even though we traded him to get him.
We picked him at. We predicted a trade with the Broncos to get up and get Terry on, but we ended up just getting him anyway without having to trade up that high to get him.
Did we get anything right, Sky?
Negative ghostwriter.
He has no idea.
0.
I think we were close. But we got fucked with the quarterback pick at 12 or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably did.
I honestly thought we were going to go for Kool-Aid. I thought that was going to be our pick, but
Me too. I like the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, dude, you can't go wrong with Kool-Aid.
Yeah, Kool-Aid, drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah, drink it.
Tori on the little thing, drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, it was all. I thought it was all.
Yeah, it was all signed up. Like,
yeah, it was already
like all lined up.
I actually wanted Enos Rakestraw at 29, but we got him in the second round, so I was just ecstatic when we got him.
The guy's name. He was he's like came out of the Canadian like high school or whatnot. He's like 7 foot or something like that.
Oh, you're talking about number 76 when he played for him. The dude they people say they jumped up to get.
Yep.
The big dude from Canada.
Yep.
Come on, DaeDae, you was on the draft show. Who I'm talking about?
No idea.
Last name start with a G.
Giovanni Manu.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, you're talking about our guy? Yeah, man.
Yeah, our guy.
I was wondering if you were talking about our guy or not. I couldn't.
That's how I was confused.
I think me and Sky had Keon.
No,
pick or Brian Thomas.
You try to get one. You try to get a point on the board. Sure, I see what you're trying to do. You try to get a point.
I'm pretty sure we had a wide receiver.
No points.
Which would have been A-okay. We would have taken the receiver first round. Would have been cool.
See, that was my second pick because I wanted Keon Clark. I wanted Coleman. Sorry, Keon Coleman, because I've been wanting a big wide jump 50-50 ball wide receiver. That's what I want.
I think that's who we went with. So we got it wrong. I think me and Sky picked Keon.
Brian Thomas was mine before.
It was one of those two. It was a receiver. It also could have been A.D. Mitchell, actually. I don't remember what we did.
It'd have been great either way.
Is A.D. Mitchell on our team?
No, Eddie Mitchell's on the Colts.
The run of the offensive players early in the draft really just.
It totally fucked everything up. Tori, I gave you credit for bringing the man on here, but that's the only credit you get. You don't get no points for the draft. You ain't get no points for the draft. I got your back, Chris. I got your back. See, no points for the draft.
Hell?
All right, let's run with the next topic. You know, us being Lions fans, you know, we've been through a lot. You feel me? So when one of our quote unquote own talk stuff about us, it kind of make it look bad. You know, Dan Orlovsky again.
Still hating, bro. This guy.
Oh,
What did
still
he hate
hating,
again?
man.
He hated again.
Man, still hating, bro. Like, are you on ESPN? I don't know why they feel like you're a good analyst and everything. Push me your ass
But
around.
he
The back of the head. Whoa, I think we got a special guest for. Oh, not special, but he always been here. Leo,
What up, fellas? What's up, Tori?
what up, though?
Hi.
Hey, Leo. Look at
Hey,
you.
Tori. Hey, shout out to Tori for letting us know about Rally House out there, and I couldn't find this hat anywhere but Rally House, and so I got this mailed the other day from Detroit.
Tori, you back on top. You
Leo,
one. Go ahead.
I'm getting so much credit today. Finally.
Was that the sideline cap you were talking about, Leo?
Yeah, man, the cap that they were wearing on the sidelines for the Giants, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Fanatics didn't have it. Nobody else had it but Rally.
Rally House is a
has
great place.
everything.
They're great for jerseys and everything. Like, I go there all the time looking for whether it's Red Wings or Lions stuff. I'm like, man, like whatever they got, it's all pretty sick.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Leo, since you're here, we better change the subject. Next topic. Let me scroll down and get it. Boom. Well, we was talking about Darren Orlovsky. Still hating. He came out with a poll of who got the best NFC North receivers, and this one he put us last, guys.
I don't know about last, but I would say I would say second.
Second, he put us last, DaeDae. Last.
Fuck that. I ain't putting us last. Fuck him. He ain't even gonna get my attention.
Who's receiving core is better than us? I know they got Justin Jefferson, Addison, and Hawkinson, and
We got no
Minnesota.
quarterback.
I don't think they're talking
I
about.
got
tight
nobody throwing the ball. No, Packers are number one. Like Packers, it's either
Receiving core
Packers.
is number one.
Yeah, I would take I take their receiving core over ours.
Yeah, they have a better receiving core than we do.
They're like we have the better receiver in Amon-Ra.
I would
Like,
not.
I get that. I get that. Like Amon-Ra's the second best receiver. Yeah, I guess so. Like, because I've seen a lot of Lions fans argue this too. Like, outside of Amon-Ra, the rest of our receiver room is kind of like blah. Like, I get Jamo's there, but he's unproven.
please. Get out of here.
I can't, bro. I'm taking Christian Watson if he's healthy. Romeo Dobbs is still there. Jaden
So you
Reed
take
is
Christian
good.
Washington over Amon-Ra St. Brown?
No, bro. Did you not?
Okay,
hear
hold
what
on.
I
So you
said?
taking-
Did you not
you taking
hear what I
Christian-
said?
You're not listening, Bandit. Just
I am
listen.
listening. I'm just comparing the players that he's saying because I'm taking Jamo.
He literally said Amon-Ra is the best between both teams. But then
Okay,
after that, it changes.
That's your two number ones, right? Y'all saying because y'all argue with me all the time. I say Amon-Ra plays slot, and that's where he eat at. But y'all argue with me all the time that he's a number. So their number one is Christian Washington, and their number one is Jamo. So I mean, not Jamo. Amon-Ra. So who you taking?
Of course, I'm taking Yeah.
Okay,
bro.
so their number two is who?
You're
Their number
missing
two is
what
who?
Like you're missing what I'm saying.
Dobbs is their number two.
And you're taking him over Jamo.
Hold on, y'all.
So you're saying you're taking Jamo over Dobbs, Chris?
Say that again.
Are you taking Jamo or Dobbs?
I'll probably take Jamo because based on expectation. But then after that, it falls off. I think their receiving core
If
stays.
we're gonna talk about proven, like if we're talking proven,
And ours does not. Ours falls off after that. You could probably make an argument for Leaf, but I think their receiving core after that stays good. So
I
overall-
honestly think the number one wide receiver is Jaden.
I'm sorry.
Like when all this is gonna be said and done, like he's gonna be their number one wide receiver.
Michigan State.
Oh, seriously,
Go
The
ahead.
reason, I mean, I just think that he's just going to get more looks because those guys are going to get a lot more people on them, so he's just going to get the ball more out of that scheme. They love getting him the ball, just letting him run.
They got that other kid too, Dontavian Wicks. He's a damn good second-year receiver. He was decent for them last year.
He's all right.
I'm taking him over Raymond.
I am. See,
taking
here's my thing with it. Like you say, like better overall because like the third and fourth wide receiver maybe like ain't as good as their third and fourth wide receiver. But at the end of the day, like our wide receiver room is so top heavy with those two. I wouldn't choose their wide receiver over our wide receiver just because they have two extra decent wide receivers. Like those wide, like
as a
Wicks,
core though, like as
I
a
know.
full-on core.
I understand that, but those two guys are not like good enough to sway me to like go, okay, I'm gonna take these four guys because these four guys together are better than these two guys. See what I'm saying? Like that's just because the top. That's just because I think our wide receiver room is top end heavy compared to their room. Now, if you include injuries or you're talking about healthiness or everything involved, I don't know what's going on with their room. I have no fucking clue what's going on with their room. If you want to talk about, you know, what team is, you know, been more consistent, I would say our room has been more consistent the last 2 years. Now,
especially with Christian Watkins, he's always hurt. He always hurt.
No, I'm just saying in general, like who's been more consistent out of any of those wide receivers? Amon-Ra, like,
Right.
like period.
Right. Dobbs has been solid for Green Bay,
and I'm not saying he hasn't, but again, you could line up a trade with Amon-Ra at the top, and you could put Wicks, Watson, Green, all bought for Amon-Ra, and they're not making that trade. They're just not making that trade. They wouldn't make the trade.
They would make that trade. Reed,
I don't think they would.
And
Yeah.
Dobbs.
If you put our top four our four top wide receivers and their four top wide receivers, and we were to trade, do you think the Lions make that trade?
Well, yeah, I don't think so. And the other thing about it is, the other thing about it is,
it's Leo.
When you talk about like the other rooms, then let's say the Vikings room, okay? I think the Vikings room is probably number one out of all these groups. And the reason being, now I know Chicago to me is number two, right? But the weight that Justin Jefferson makes in that wide receiver room, I know as a core, but the weight that he puts on the defense makes it like there is three fucking good wide receivers in that room. You know,
Addison's a 1,000 yard receiver too.
Right, and then you add Addison, and then you add Addison, and then you add Osborne.
No, I think Osborne's gone, isn't he?
Osborne's gone.
I'm not 100% sure, but I know Naylor's stepping up for them, and he's fighting for the three.
Either way, if Osborne is gone, Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are enough to say, like, just because of how good Justin Jefferson is, they're the number one room. Then it's Chicago, then it's us, and then it's Green Bay.
Whoa, you put Chicago over us?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
DJ Moore is a fucking dog.
Yeah,
okay?
so is Keenan Allen. When he's
Keenan
healthy.
Allen.
They've got a Doomsday.
He's fat coming in.
But he's gonna go. But you got to realize, dude, when they're all out on the field together, he's gonna go against number threes and twos, dude.
Absolutely, I forgot about
that.
Yeah.
Like once Oduze gets going, right? Which he will. He is a good wide receiver. You can't knock that he's gonna be bad, right? Unless he all of a sudden he is. Like what I've seen in training camp and everything from fucking Hard Knocks and all the videos and shit I've seen, like he is a pretty damn solid wide receiver and he's gonna do well. So with that being said, you have Keenan Allen going against three. So like that, and with that being said, my main point of it, the wide receiver room in general, with that being said, is all terrific across the board. Right? Now they don't have Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? None of those guys can even compare to that man. DJ Moore maybe is smidge sometimes, but still, it's just not the same. So, and that's the way I look at the wide receiving rooms. I know you're looking at it as the core, but fuck the core. There's players outweigh each other though. Like players aren't all the same. Like I like the way DaeDae did it. I like the way Neil did it, but I like the way I do it because there is a lot of weight from different fucking players. That's why they get paid fucking $200 million versus fucking $20 million.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that argument either. I don't. Like that's a good way to look at it too. You know.
I'm gonna get Keegan's and Leo's
Dan
opinion on
Orlovsky,
this.
the one thing that we do agree on, Dan Orlovsky's a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
He's wrong.
Of course.
That's the one thing we do.
We have to back it. Hey,
What the
y'all
fuck are
asked me
you
what's
doing,
one of
Dan?
the. Remember y'all asked me what was one of the horrible plays in Lions history that I remember and haunts me to this day. It's him running back.
I was gonna say the Hail Mary one from Aaron Rodgers.
I will never forget that, bro.
I watched that as a kid. I'm like, why do the Lions stink?
Yeah, bro.
Why does God curse the Lions?
So that's something you said about what 3 years ago?
4 years ago. You ain't got nothing.
It's an insane time to be a Lions fan, to be honest.
It's a roller coaster now.
Getting fucked after getting fucked after getting
The two mystery face masks and shit. But Leo, how you rank the NFC North receiving core by 1 through 4?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Justin Jefferson's the cream of the crop, right? I think what really makes the debate is really not in favor for the Lions is the questions around J-Mo, and he just hasn't produced at the end of the day, and that's why this year is going to be important for him. I think if J-Mo balls out, I don't think we're having this discussion, and we clearly will be slotted right behind the Vikings, you know, and Sky's right, you know, Justin Jefferson's name, contract, I mean, and his play.
110 million guaranteed.
So, I mean, it's hard to kind of top that, but I do think if J-Mo becomes what the expectation and where he was drafted and he fulfills all of that, I think it's an easy Lions are number 2. But he hasn't, you know what I mean? So
Keegan.
I think looking at it too, I agree. Justin Jefferson, obviously, cream of the crop, probably best wide receiver in the league by far. On the topic of J-Mo, we look at J-Mo, obviously got hurt, so he didn't play that full year. And then last year, obviously, he had that suspension, didn't play a full year. So he hasn't really played a full year per se.
Or training camp.
Obviously, you want those guys to take strides. I think also, too, you look at where he was coming out of college to now. Yeah, he had a little bit of like a question mark on like his off the field antics and whatnot. But I mean, from what I was seeing too, obviously in training camp and stuff, he's taken so much, like he's improved, from whatever in the off season. He looks really good in training camp. And then obviously too, I think I was looking at it correctly. He credits Teddy Bridgewater, our former backup quarterback, on just kind of changing his mindset and kind of, getting him in the right space to, be the player that he wants to be and, be a good person off the field and, try not to get into any more trouble and just, overall wanting to be the best, player available, best player on the team and, trying to have that 1-2 punch at receiver. Like, obviously, Amon-Ra is our top guy. He's a top dog. Obviously, got to love the guy. But I think J-Mo, he's due for a breakout year this year, especially playing a full season. If he doesn't get hurt, you're praying these guys don't get injured. But you look at him, he has the speed, he has the agility and whatnot. It's just a matter of can he get the ball, and then can he, run with it pretty much metaphorically speaking, and quite literally just running with the opportunity to be a key contributor on our team.
Tori, before we get to your opinion, I gotta say one. This is right here. How much would we pay to look and just to have a Teddy Bridgewater right now at backup quarterback? All right, Tori, it's on you, man.
What?
Like, how bad would we want right now to have a Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback right now? Shut up, DaeDae. You know what I say when I say it.
Why is this a relevant question? What?
I said it's
backup quarterback.
Yeah,
How much
because it's Sudfeld, bro. See, you ain't catch it, DaeDae. Come on now.
We just jump from receivers to backup quarterback.
I said a side note real quick. I said side note. Yeah.
I
So
honestly,
your opinion, then we got Chris.
Okay, so if we're gonna break it down, it depends. Are we gonna do individual talent or are we gonna do the entire depth? That's where it gets really tricky trying to rank these. If we're doing individual talent, we are in number 2, and that's right behind the Vikings with Jefferson and Addison. But if this is very hot take, if JMO breaks out to who he could be, they could contest the Vikings.
I agree with
Saint
that.
holds
I agree
enough
with that.
that he could contest Jefferson. They're 2 different types, but they're both extremely great at what they do. And right after that, I would put the Bears if we're doing based off just talent, and then Green Bay. But if we're going off depth, that's where we go down. I think I still think Vikings would be number 1. I think Bears would go number 2. We would go number 3. Green Bay 4.
No, you
Green
can't
Bay.
put. You can't. I mean, fuck Green Bay, but you can't put them at 4 because
Are you going to put us at 4?
even with the debt.
I trust Khalif in them though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's- They're not stars, but they're going to always be there and do what they need to do.
like I know
I
this
trust
doesn't matter.
I think you're underestimating how good Green Bay's receivers actually are. They're not just a bunch of bums over there. Like that's a good receiver.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing.
I think
though.
they have the best depth. I think if we're going off depth, they're ahead of Minnesota.
Dude, I think Jordan Love makes a lot of people look fucking good.
I don't know because
So-
Jordan Love's not even that good. So how is that true?
I mean, Jordan Love looked pretty fucking good last year.
In the last 8 games of the year,
And
like,
then
they're
even
half
counter
season good.
and even counter that fucking point, you got to remember, dude, when he played us twice, he's playing against fucking dipshit and dipshit. Like, come on, bro. Like, what do you want?
Play of
Like,
the game was like a 70-yard pass or
that's what I'm
something.
that's what I'm fucking saying. Like, so like when he, okay, how good are their wide receivers when they're torching our fucking guys that don't even play anywhere? They're not like. How much work do you think Dickhead's gonna get in the Rams?
Who?
How much?
Who?
What was it?
Say the question, Scott. Sorry, I didn't hear what
I said, how much do you think Dickhead is gonna get? How much work do you think he's gonna get at the Rams?
Who?
Jerry Jacobs.
Bill?
Jerry Jacobs play for the Rams?
Yeah, he plays for the Rams.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he'll be on the practice squad.
No, Jerry can
What do you
play,
like-
bro. Jerry can play. Jerry fell off. Like the fall off of Jerry.
He felt. Hey, listen, he felt like a bag of dope when
gonna have a
ain't
job.
ain't nobody got coke in the city, bro. Here's how he fell off, bro. Like for real,
Cam
bro.
Sutton
He
gonna have
fell
a
off
job?
bad, bro.
Bro, he fell off so hard. I don't understand it how he fell off so hard.
So how much play? Like Scott said, how much playing time think he gonna get?
Jerry will be out there.
He ain't gonna be out there against us.
He ain't
I
gonna be out
hope he
there.
is.
He will. He will.
I
Be, but
hope
he
he
won't be out
is.
there long.
They're gonna
He
fuck
ain't be
him
out there
up.
long.
They're gonna fuck him up, just like
another
every
legacy
other
game.
team. Yeah,
There's always going to be that Rams and Lions thing because obviously they Jared Goff trade, how much that's impacted us and what it did for them too. But honestly, if we're looking at like that, going back to Jordan Love, yeah, he looked great. Like obviously sometimes those guys need an adjustment, but looking at it through like a league perspective, and this goes with hockey too, and with a lot of rookies and guys who get chances to play. A lot of these guys, once they're rookies and stuff, yeah, they're playing great because these guys don't have them figured out. Second year is a little bit more tough for these guys to get figured out because then they're going to, we know how they throw. We know how to shut down their receivers. And it's
We
same
know
with
what
hockey.
they're looking for.
Yeah, or like with hockey, for example, we know this guy's going to pull this type of play or we know this guy's going to shoot the puck at a certain time or like pass it. We know his like plays and stuff. It's the same thing with like the Packers. I think, yeah, they're going to be a good team, but I think they're going to struggle a little bit when it comes to overall adjust. Because don't get me wrong, he got paid. I don't understand why he's the highest paid, but
He's because of Trevor Lawrence.
yeah, pretty much. But I mean, looking at it through like a development standpoint too, I think if I know like how this kind of stuff works a little bit, he might have a little bit of a dip, but it's not enough to where, like it's like major or whatnot. Because like you look at the situations at quarterback, Packers and Lions all good. Caleb Williams, he's coming up. Obviously, he looked really good in the preseason. But Vikings, obviously, JJ got hurt, so that's a big loss for them, and obviously his development a little bit. But he's going to get.
Is it really?
Not really. He wasn't going to play anyway. But I mean, just like
You know, he was going to start over Sam Darnold.
I would give it to him over Sam Darnold.
I ran back from my computer.
I mean, JJ, he's obviously great guy. He won obviously the
I totally thought you were going to say great quarterback. I was going to flame you for that
championship. I think Darnold. You look at that situation in Minnesota. All Darnold has to do at this point is just get the ball to Jefferson. But you look at it through, like the history of Darnold. He's situation after situation just has not capitalized on what, like the situations he's been in. Yeah, they're horrible, but at the same time, for a guy that was selected pretty high in the draft, you want him to succeed, and you want him to there's expectations, and he hasn't met those expectations. And obviously I think it was, I gotta look this up because I have it pulled up, but I think it was the herd. I know he was talking about how maybe Sam Darnold sitting under Purdy helped a little bit, but I mean, I don't really see
to sit under somebody younger than him.
Yeah, like I think at that point, like he's getting an opportunity to prove himself. How far he takes that, I don't know. I really don't think it's going to work out for him. I think they're going to ride it out this year and then see if JJ comes back and if he's ready and whatnot. But obviously rehab takes some time, especially with what he did. He tore something, so it's going to take time to heal. But overall, I think next year we could be looking at a different story for their quarterback.
They'll be making a top 5 pick this year.
No, 100%. I mean, whether it is quarterback or whether it is whatever their need is at right now. But I mean,
good luck to him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, sucks that JJ. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm with you, King, because good luck. Sucks that JJ got hurt, but fuck him.
Pretty much. I mean, they also had Kirk Cousins too, and everybody was. I have cousins who are Minnesota Vikings fans. I'm like, dude, like you say he's all this high and mighty guy, and then he gets hurt, and it's like he's not all that. I mean, obviously he got paid in Atlanta, but like
here's a hot take for you. JJ blew his leg out. Penix starts. They trade back for fucking Kirk Cousins.
They trade back for Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, the Vikings.
Yeah, I could see that.
Say they go on a little winning streak. Darnold goes down before the trade deadline.
What are we doing?
Minnesota would be stupid enough.
Penix is the Atlanta starter. Penix is the Atlanta starter.
I mean, they kind of
do they hot take? Do they reach and go back for Kirk?
Oh my god!
I mean, it would be funny.
DaeDae leaves and all hell breaks loose.
They trade like 3 first-round picks for him or something like that.
Oh my god!
The Vikings would do that. Oh my
They're
god!
just fucking comedy hours to me, man. They're just comedy hours.
I mean, as long as they got Jefferson, they're going to compete.
About the injuries though, but people get hurt, man. We've had years that got hurt. I mean, come on, man. Shit happens.
Pretty much.
Chris, your opinion. I forgot about you. I don't know.
He's making something in his kitchen right now.
Give me a sec. Why did you take my symbols up?
Chris is taking a dump, ladies and gentlemen.
Live on air, bro.
I'm just kidding, bro.
Live from the porcelain.
every day.
Radio City.
Oh my god, bro.
Okay, because I was away, I didn't hear the question, so
Your question. We were talking about Dan Orlovsky's list of best wide receivers.
I already made my comment earlier with DaeDae.
Did you? I was just making sure I didn't forget you. My bad.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Everybody says something.
I'm unforgettable. As
I
somebody
don't think
would do.
any of us
Oh,
are.
where's homegirl at? Actually, we're missing somebody here tonight. She's probably watching. She's watching.
The Almedia.
Yeah,
She said nothing.
yeah, I've already texted her like 7 times, but she's
So now you blowing her up. See how this works? Now who wants who?
You guys all in a group chat or something?
Oh,
No. This is individual.
He's in a group chat with somebody.
Right.
He's in a group chat with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Next topic. We're gonna keep it moving. Barry Sanders has some things to say about the front office and the organization. Let's see what all right. I mean, yeah, Barry Sanders. I said that too fast, but let's see what he had to say. My bad.
As I mentioned, how just solid the offense is. Even you look at even the other side of the ball, the defense, the playmakers. I mean, it all starts with Coach Campbell, Brad Holmes, Rod Wood. I mean, they put it all together. They've
started with Sheila.
bitch. They've pretty much hit on every choice that they've made.
Don't call Barry a bitch.
And so that's what it takes. I mean, you look at teams that have been very successful, franchises that are successful.
Yes, right. This is Sheila though.
And those guys up front, at some point they got to figure something out, which these guys have done. And so to answer your question, yeah, great confidence.
He didn't say nothing about Sheila though. Yeah, all right.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, I fuck with what Barry was saying. I truly do fuck with this helm that I would call it of Sheila and whoever else, Brad. I mean, she's done such a good job at assembling the guys up front to then
rebuilding connections with old players that didn't want shit to do with us.
Megatron.
It's everything in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you get guys in that are, she's like the Dan Campbell version of like an owner. Like,
remember when she came out with that statement last year when it was like owning something? She came out like things will get better or there will be changes made. Like,
yeah, what I mean by that? That
wasn't last year.
No.
Year before last. You're right.
Last year.
Dan is good at putting people that are good at other things around him. Like, Dan knows his limitations, you can tell, and he puts people around him that knows what the hell they're doing, and he's good at it. Obviously, we're winning.
Except Aaron Glenn.
The coaching, yeah, I mean,
all right, don't you start with Aaron Glenn, bro. Come on now, bro. We ain't doing that today, bro. Get off my Uncle AG. Where Mike at when I need him? Mike, I need you. But go ahead, Scott. My bad. I ain't gonna cut you off.
AG's got this year. I'm gonna say that. AG's got
Ain't
this
got no
year.
excuses. Ain't got no excuses.
I think he's gonna turn up this year. So I think AG's gonna turn up with this because
even when all the y'all say bad AG is, he still had head coaching opportunities. So I don't want to hear that. So obviously he was doing something wrong. Go ahead, Scott.
What does everybody do? Half the league has.
I mean,
head coach.
Aubrey Pleasant has head coaching opportunities.
They just got to take that from me, huh, Leo?
You have a half decent year nowadays. You get a fucking interview. So I don't want to hear about that. But point being, she is very good at putting people around her. Dan is as well, that are good to complement them. So keep it up. Keep it up.
Great
Chris,
job.
your
Gold
thoughts,
star.
your opinions. Do you agree with Barry?
Absolutely. I mean, he said it best, but I mean, at the end of the day, we put it together. I mean, ever since that one famous picture of Sheila with her hands over like basically her forehead from that day that it was just terrible. I think that was the click. That's like, hey, I mean, we gotta get the right people in here. We gotta get this done. And I think right now, I mean, we're headed in the best direction we've ever had. And that's saying something because I remember back when we were in the playoffs back in the 90s. So
you remember that? I was 3.
Yeah. Some of you weren't even
born.
born, but it was a good I mean, it was good for the time, but the feelings wasn't the same. Like back then when even though we had a good season, there wasn't this feel like where you're like, I know next year it's going to be the same or better. It was just like, well, maybe we'll be better next year. It's not like it is now. Like the expectations are totally different. The vibe, the feelings are totally different. So yeah, I like it. and I think Barry is right on it.
Leo.
Man, ain't nobody gonna give the Wood any props, huh?
I was thinking that.
Hey, like
That was my point.
He stuck with Sheila, and you know what I mean. I mean, look, I mean they've all done a really good job. I remember
He gave Rodwood props.
Yeah, give the Wood some props. Yeah, we need to make that. And we
You
need
can't
to
change
make
his
that.
nickname. Don't call him the Wood. Go ahead.
Yeah. We need to,
No Diddy.
Leo
we need to put
No
that
Diddy.
on and that's our first drop. That's our merch right there. That's our Detroit Fan Report merch. No, but I think yeah, shout out to the Wood.
Leo likes the lumber.
Yeah, I just think that we got it right, really from the top down, from like Sky was saying, from Sheila all the way down to Dan. Really, I was in the Lions space last week, and they were wondering like, how did we get here? And the reality is that from ownership down to coach, like everything was in alignment. And if that wasn't in alignment, if one of those dudes or Sheila were out of alignment, I don't think it works. And so I think that's a huge key.
Keegan.
Yeah, I mean, you look at just looking at a couple of years ago when we had obviously horrible head coaching, horrible GM, like it was all, let's try and recreate the Patriots. Let's try and bring all these guys in that think they know what they're doing, but obviously had no fucking clue what they were doing.
Rocket science.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, looking at like obviously the big thing was getting Sheila in, replacing that old we don't give a fuck type ownership and whatnot. And then obviously getting Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes. Obviously, everybody had their question marks with that kind of stuff, especially when it came to, are they going to build a winning culture, and especially with Stafford being there, how long is Stafford going to be here before he demands a trade out or we trade him and whatnot? And obviously, they've done an amazing job when it comes to just obviously getting the right type of people in, and they've built so much, and you can tell there's been so much change, just not only with the team but in the community too. Like obviously you look at how much this team has impacted just overall the city too. It's brought back a lot of life to the city. The draft did that exceptionally. Like it's obviously the biggest draft in NFL history now, and we did that as a city. That wasn't just the team that did it, that was us as a community and as fans coming together to show we love our team and we will ride or die for this team. And I mean, props to Brad Holmes. He knows what he's been doing. I think obviously there were a lot of question marks with some stuff he had done. I think obviously there's a lot of question marks with the Jared Goff trade at one point in time, and just looking at it now, I think we've built such an amazing culture. And this also just goes back to like coaching too. Like we got the right guy. He's a player's coach. He played in the league for a long periods of time, and he cares about these guys so fucking incredibly much. And it shows in their worth ethic, and it just shows obviously on the field too with the winning record. It didn't show at first when we were bad, but you could see that team had so much heart, and you could see it in the Hard Knocks with a lot of those guys, and also going to our offensive coordinator too. He's staying for a reason. There's a reason he's here still. He got offered multiple times, several jobs to be a head coach. He turned them all down to be here and to try and win. And so that means something as a city, is sticking around, trying to finish the job, trying to get some stuff done. Granted, I don't know how long he'll be here, but it really shows how sometimes that switch flips, and
Just long enough.
And perfect. I think I can say for a lot of us, we're done with the bullshit and we're done with the losing, and just glad we're starting to, as Dan Campbell would say, start buying kneecaps and start winning some games.
to that point, they came in with a plan because they when they traded for golf, they knew they was gonna stick behind golf. Like a lot of us questioned that pick after they gave up 2 first-round picks, and and a man for one man. Like we was all like, oh, we about to have down seasons, but they had a game plan, they had a scheme, and they stuck to it. Tori, your thoughts on Barry Sanders?
We got lucky by the Rams being bad one year.
That is true too.
That's true, yeah.
A little bit
we
of
got
We got lucky because we got lucky because their coach was too cocky.
They also tried to run it back too.
They lost Stafford. It ended up being Baker to finish that year for the Rams.
Cooper Kupp too.
Yeah, they were bad.
Yeah, but they didn't originally. They originally didn't want golf. They wanted Aaron Donald.
Who wouldn't want Aaron Donald?
He's the greatest. He's one of the greatest players of this generation.
Aaron Donald for Stafford, bro. No way.
He wanted to go to a winning situation, and obviously, I'm glad that Aaron Donald finished his career with the Rams, the team that drafted him and stuff. Like, it's always nice to see these guys win with the team they were drafted by, kind of call it a career and right off to the sunset, being like that legend, And obviously, football is a little bit different. It's a business still, same with every other sport. But it's always nice to have those guys, stay and win championships.
Yeah, it didn't look right with Michael Jordan in a Wizards jersey. Tori, your thoughts?
I agree with Barry. All I can think about right now is the clip when Dan came in, and I don't remember something. It was like, we're just going up. And then like that whole meme where he was just doing this the whole time. Like, we're just going up. And he's preached ever since he came in. I have a vision. It's not going to come right away, but stick with us. And this vision is going to come. And it's from top to bottom. They know exactly who they are, all of them. They know what they want. And people can say, oh, it's a culture. Like, it's what is it they say? A personality team. We're not going to draft him because he's a personality issue. Okay, yeah, because we know exactly who we are. They've built that image. These guys are tough. These guys are gritty. They want to work. And they're going to do the work. They're not going to be a diva. They're going to come in and do what they need to do. So, and that shows for everybody. That's for Sheila. She came in. She did the work. She made some hard choices. Brad's came in. He's made hard choices. Dan's made hard choices. They're all in the same line, which is going to differ from every other team. Other people are going to do things for them. They want to do this because they want these stats. They want to prove, oh, look what I can do with this offense. Look what I can do with this defense. Look what I can do with these teams. These people are all for the Lions. They're not for themselves. What can we do to better this team? Not myself.
Preach.
Absolutely. She dropped the mic on that one. All right, we got to get into some paid advertising. You feel me? We do a couple shows on here every week. So on Tuesdays, 8 p.m., make sure y'all catch the NFL Weekly Show.
That show's wild.
Be sure to check
it
out.
With me, Kuji, this guy, Justin. He was on there, man. So make sure y'all check us out Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Let me get this on the screen now. Next topic we're going to get to.
Oh, that show's wild, man. If you want to laugh and have a good time, it's not so serious show, come to that show, bro.
Thank you, DaeDae. I needed that.
49.
Next thing we're going to go to the Lions. They went out. We had Nate Suffield, and then Hooker got hurt. They went out and signed the quarterback. Jake Farm. They went and picked up Jake from Safe Farm.
Yep.
Scott, can he battle to push out Nate Suffield? That's how bad Suffield was.
It's probably going to be a battle. Let's just say that. I don't watch many Bills preseason games, so I haven't seen much work from Fromm since college. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to wait. Well, that is a wait and see moment here for us guys. There's not much to say about him. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I didn't think about y'all. Put him in his Georgia jersey. Chris, your thoughts didn't bring on the sign with Georgia.
You didn't have to do that because he was mid as fuck in college. So Fromm was not that good in college, bro.
No, man. Henry better get a half, and then the other guys can have a quarter. Maybe share a quarter. I don't. I have no idea what to expect from Fromm at all.
You think he can be on next? Anybody can be.
And I don't want to see Nate Suckfield at all. So, absolutely not.
Leo.
Geez, next subject, bro. This guy's terrible.
DaeDae.
Bro, check this out, Dave.
Next question.
Dave. In Georgia, you got one of the best QBs that were just playing in high school. I think he's better than Nate Sudfeld.
Man.
He's terrible. That guy's terrible.
Oh, Sudfeld or Fromm? Which one are you saying is terrible?
Both of them.
Hey, DaeDae. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was, bro. Yeah, he played at Georgia, and everybody knows I'm a Georgia fan. But man, he was so up and down, and so just like I said earlier, mid, bro. Like normally I ride for my Georgia guys, but Fromm's not really one of them, bro.
Oh shit, Leah.
My son. Shout out to my son, viewer of the show.
Your thoughts and opinion on the Jake Fromm signing?
Okay, so I said this last night. If Nate Sudfeld is the absolute floor, I don't see how you.
You're not pronouncing his last name right. It's Suckfield. Well, go ahead.
Okay, but if he's the floor, lucky for Fromm, he's coming into a great situation because it's hard to be worse than that.
Bro, why don't we just go get Taylor Heineke when Atlanta cuts him?
Okay, Keegan.
Yeah, but
Oh, absolutely. That's something we need to look into.
Yeah.
Your thoughts and opinion on it?
As a 3, that's right.
I mean, looking at it, there's always better options. I feel like, when looking at it, you just like, especially for,
Respect the dogs, bro.
just the situation at hand. There's always better guys available. There's a lot of guys are going to get cut. A lot of guys are, free agents. There's always options, but always you always still want to believe in the prospects a little bit too, and just be like, hey, maybe this guy can, sit for a little bit too, and I think it's a tough situation, man. That's all I gotta say.
Look, bro, you got the Wood and you got Hooker. What could go wrong?
Shout out to the Wood. Hey, shout out to the Wood and the
Hooker. Here's my thing.
Wood and the Hooker.
Everybody's looking at Hooker. I've listened 97.1 and stuff. They're like, oh, he looked okay. He wasn't great. I thought he looked pretty decent. I thought if he played that started the game, they would have won that game. He looked really good.
With a fifth, we all be drunk.
Oh God! But no, just looking at it, is he ready to be a backup? Probably not. But it would have been kind of going back to our quarterback last year. We had Goff and we had Bridgewater. Bridgewater was a solid backup if anything were to happen. Thank God nothing did. But looking at it, you obviously having Bridgewater this year would have been kind of nice. Looking at it from a development standpoint, maybe you want Hooker to develop a little bit more, and maybe there's like I said, there's always options, but Hooker didn't look as bad as people I think he looked, at least.
I thought he looked fine.
yeah.
The Wood would have developed Hooker. The Wood would have developed Hooker.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my God. Next topic. The Wood would have developed Hooker.
Get your shirt now.
DFR merch. The Wood would develop Hooker. Next topic.
The Wood and Hooker 2024.
Stafford made some comments. If y'all ain't seen the interview, they asked him how did he feel coming back to Detroit, and this is what he had to say.
Surprised at the welcome that he got in Detroit?
No, honestly, I was. I know what kind of fans they are, and honestly, I totally understand it. I get it. They're gonna want to do everything they can to make my life as uncomfortable as possible. They haven't had a playoff game there in 30 years, so they're gonna be jazzed up for whatever. And the fact that it was me, and our team, I'm sure it was even more so. That was honestly one of the best atmospheres I've ever played a football game in. Sean and I talk about it all the time, and it was incredibly loud. We came up for warm-ups, and there was not an empty seat.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was go time from the second we first stepped out of the tunnel. So it was a lot of fun.
It was a great game. Were you rooting for them after they won?
No, I'm not rooting for anybody at that point.
Interesting.
I like a little sidebar he do at the end, though.
Yeah, that little. I know, smallest violin. I see you there.
But what do you expect him to say? Like, you know what I mean? This man had his eyes in the back of his head at one point.
Come on, let me get the salt. Because I'm hearing being a little salty. Losing to his former team.
Look,
he spent his whole career.
Oh, he was fucking pissed.
Yeah, but I think we're over the phase of like, feel good Stafford and like the kumbaya. Like
He already won his championship. Hey, we're done with that. It's our time now.
Done, and Hutch then laid him out. He didn't like that. So, I mean, at this point, what? I think we should just embrace, like, this could be a rivalry now. Like, this could be definitely a rivalry because of the two quarterbacks, and that's fine.
So you embrace him, or are you booing him when he come back week 1?
No, I was done with Stafford last year.
Same stuff. Welcome him.
I lost my voice booing him last year.
He's not. Look, he went. The man went on, and he got himself a Super Bowl. Like, and Detroit, for the most part, applauded him, and that's
DaeDae did. He went and buy him a Detroit Rams shirt. But go ahead.
And that's fine. But at this point, I mean, they're so far removed from the trade. We're so far removed from that trade that it's like this team is so developed, and then the Rams are kind of like in this place where they really, I mean, they kind of revamped their own roster like pretty quickly here. So I mean, you're talking
pretty quickly. Is what you meant.
I mean, you're talking now like of two very different squads from this point, from that trade. So absolutely. I think we should just embrace it. Like, and it sounds like Stafford is embracing it. Like, no, they're a real threat. So
at least he gave us some respect with it being the best football environment he's ever played a game in.
That's what's up.
We were loud and ready.
But hey, we got the worst fan base. Remember, we was our top fan base.
Yeah, by some writers who don't know shit. So,
Tori, your thoughts and opinion on what Stafford had to say?
He's not wrong. It was wild in there. It was loud. You could, in certain parts, you could like feel it, like the sound. We ended up breaking the sound barrier that game, and then we also broke it again the next game. But it was rowdy from the second they walked out, just to even warm up. Like, second they walked out, boo, and then the whole Kelly Stafford shit. But it was constant loud. It was unlike anything I've ever been in. So we showed out.
Crazy. It was crazy.
And like the whole stadium, even when like we weren't like screaming, it was constantly like just something in the air, like buzzing. Like the smallest thing could happen and that place was gonna break.
100%.
It was loud.
Ty, you was there.
Yeah, who was all there? Me, Chris, Tori. Anybody else there?
Never been to a Lions game, so I wouldn't know.
Was it Zig or Cross?
I think Cross was.
Zig was there.
Cross was there because we all met up.
And Pierre? Did Pierre show up?
Pierre was there, but I didn't meet up with him. Or you guys.
There was a bunch of people there, man.
Yeah, there was a ton
that we knew, and like they said, that it was weird too walking in there. There was this an ambiance of this like energy.
Yeah, it was almost like tingly, like you could feel it.
Yeah,
you just knew. Like it mattered so much.
It was something we ain't never experienced before.
Every drive was crazy.
Chris,
what's up?
I said ain't nothing that we ever experienced before, except for you.
Chris seen the first NFL championship too.
I heard he was a part of the team that made the Lombardi.
Came up with the design.
I know Mr. Naismith is, if that means anything.
Yeah, so the peach baskets.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris witnessed the 1957 championship.
Yeah.
No, very
wild.
Absolutely wild.
But no, he's not wrong. And there were even parts of the game where you saw him like signaling that he cannot hear. It was like loud.
Yeah, he would point to his side of his helmet.
And they
Yeah,
would
'cause
put it
don't
on
they
the
have, like,
big
a-
screen, and then everybody just got louder because they're like, ha.
It was
Womp
hilarious too.
Yeah.
Because there was every single drive was just nuts in there.
I will give him props though, man. When he took that hit and it like literally almost concussed him.
I think he was
came back
concussed.
in. That was something else. But that's Stafford. That's Stafford in general.
Oh, he's gonna go in injured or not. I mean,
very concussed.
Especially with his season on the line.
That was literally like right in front of me. Whack.
Yeah.
I saw that.
He's a tough son bitch, man. He's a tough son
I saw
bitch.
that play, and I'm like, oh, he's either concussed or he's going to the tent, gonna take something, just jack him up, and then he's going right back out there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So since we got the baseball expert going, we're gonna talk about a little bit of baseball. Since he didn't play my slides during the show, I thought I'd play one that he didn't play. Chris, question for you, and question for DaeDae. You're in the baseball show too, and I'm sure kicking. You know, you watch.
Man, it better not be no damn Tigers question, bro. It's gonna
It
screw
is a
me
Tigers
up.
question, but it's a good one, in a good way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's So right now he's the odds-on favorite, and it's not even close. Like right now, he's a minus 220 to win the Cy Young, and the next closest person is like a plus 400. Like he's not even, like it's not even close. barring some major issue. Now he plays the Yankees in 2 days. If he wins that game, I mean that's a lock. Like I mean, if he wins that game, I think it's over. But yeah, he's got nasty stuff. He puts it where it needs to go. It's crazy. It is a he's. I mean, I can't see anybody else in baseball. Maybe Chris Sale in the National League is up there too. But
he's an odds-on favorite in the National League.
Yeah, he is. He's got some competition, but he's probably going to win in the National League. But yeah, he's definitely the odds-on favorite.
Can you watch any baseball? Your thoughts on your opinion?
I watched a little bit of it. I'm not too. I mean, I played baseball when I was younger. Not too big of a baseball, but I've
4
kept
years
up.
now.
But I kept up with a little bit. I know, obviously, Schoolboy, he's been a huge part of the success so far, and with the Tigers so far, obviously, they're doing okay. They're still out of a playoff spot right now. I don't know how many games they're out, but obviously he's a big contributor to their success and their pitching and just overall, I think the momentum too, because they had a good winning streak going on for a little bit, and then obviously they got a little had a little bit of a losing streak. But I think if they're gonna make playoffs, I think he's a big. If they make playoffs, I don't know how many games they're out of contention, like I said, but
I had this.
But he's a big part of that, and I think winning the Cy Young would definitely add to that, and I think it'd be a huge thing for the Tigers to get a guy of that caliber to have have that type of pitcher, because we haven't had really good pitching since I'm not too familiar, but I'd probably say Verlander. We haven't had a guy like that since Verlander, I'd say.
You're correct.
Any thoughts or your opinion to it?
He leads in the triple crown of pitching: strikeouts, ERA, and wins. Got to give it to him just based on that. Last guy to do that was Verlander when he won the MVP.
So a little paid advertisement. Go ahead, Chris. You want to tell them about the baseball show you got?
So the baseball show, we're on it on Wednesday at 9 p.m. You can find us on both Facebook and on Twitter, or on YouTube, I should say. And we talk for about an hour or so. Last week we talked for nearly 2 hours. three of us, DaeDae, Richard. We also have Rux and Mike on there as well, and we talk Tigers baseball. We have pretty good topics up there. If you have a chance, you come in, you pose a question, or you can just talk in the comments. We'll answer some questions. We'll have a little bit of fun. Sometimes we get a little bit of fun in there, and we just be ourselves.
Make sure y'all check that out on Wednesdays. What time?
9 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Pacific Standard Time and 6 o'clock Eastern, or Eastern Standard Time, and Pacific Time is 6 p.m. Sorry.
Let's get back into some Lions talk. Next topic we talking about a man that I feel like he underperformed right now in camp during the first week of training, and I really don't understand what the coaching staff is doing with him. He goes on with Tori and Scott was talking about yesterday. What are we doing with James Houston? And I'm gonna start with Leo with this one because you the scout expert. What are we doing with James Houston, man?
So when I was reviewing the All 22, they did use him at off-ball linebacker. He did drop into coverage a couple of times. They did have him on the line as an end. So they really kind of had him everywhere. He wasn't productive. So if you were looking at stat lines, he wasn't going to be productive at all. But this week, Dan Campbell did kind of end the off linebacker type of deal, and he did sit there and say that they're going to leave him at end.
Thank you, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Tori, they listen.
So he did have a couple plays where he did hold the edge quite well. So I mean, it's progress, right?
Leo, do you want him holding the edge, or do you want him attacking the quarterback?
No, in this defense, you're gonna have to do both. like obviously he's a pass rush. He's a pass. Well, he's a specialist in that, but I mean, you're getting to a place. The team is getting to the place where it's like there's so much talent everywhere, and you're gonna have to do a little bit more than just that. And so if he wasn't going to be successful at off-ball linebacker, then the easier thing for him is to sit there and learn how to set the edge. And so, and he actually had plays where he did do that.
Dave, your thoughts on now we know that they're moving him back to the end, where we all wanted to see him. Like, where do you think our plan should be with James Houston?
Keep him at end, bro. That's where he succeeded the most when he had the 8.5 sacks or 8 sacks. Him in coverage is not really what I want to see.
That's where he got hurt at too last year, or no? It was on special teams.
No, that wasn't special teams. But it goes back to what Deion did with him. Deion, he was a linebacker when he was at Florida. He got recruited to Florida to be a linebacker, and then when he transferred to Jackson State, Deion said he was a better pass rusher and switched him to more of a pass rusher. And now these guys want to take him and try to revert him back into a linebacker, which is really not the best at, instead of putting him in a spot where he needs to be.
Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with the guys, man. I mean, setting the edge is probably his best spot. Plus, I mean, it's good for relief for like Hutch or whomever that's going to be out there. I mean, it just makes our line better.
I think it'd be like the third man, and I think it'd be like the second, third man in a rotation at edge. That's fine.
That's
cool.
Perfect. I mean, that means he's a quality depth guy.
Yeah,
that works. Yeah.
I mean, it took the words right out of my mouth. Kind of. I mean, he's good. He's good depth for our system, and then obviously he helps our boy Hutch out a little bit more. So I mean, just looking at it, I think obviously, from what I've kind of been seeing, maybe his roster spot's a little bit in jeopardy, depending on whenever. But I mean, that's also news, and they're going to make up headlines for that kind of stuff. But I mean, looking at it sincerely, he's really good depth. He's going to obviously, to win championships, you're going to need depth, especially in football where we're having good secondaries and good, obviously, starters, but secondary, like having a really deep team helps you win championships, and I think he's going to be here to try and help us to try and compete, and obviously do what he needs to do to help us win games pretty much.
Tori.
I really like what Leo said, bringing up the depth and versatility. All the guys that we play do multiple things, and this isn't working for him. If he's going to be a specialist at one thing, kind of like pommel horse guy from the Olympics, he's not going to be good at 4. But like, let him go do pommel horse, and he's going to slay it. If he's going to get the quarterback, let him do that because it's not working.
Pommel horse. You use pommel horse. That's awesome.
It's a perfect example. Did you watch the Olympics?
I know a lot about the Olympics. I promise.
Pommel horse
I know
guy,
what a pommel
Stephen
horse is.
Nestoronic or whatever. I love him.
Listen, I'm a fan. In the Winter Olympics, I'm a fan of curling. So like, so just
I like women volleyball.
Well, I know you do. What is the, wow, what is
I
the
thought
prize
I
here?
thought you were gonna say you like the women breakdancing. This guy.
They're not bringing that back. Did you guys see that?
You see the memes out there, and oh my god, the memes are crazy.
They're so good.
Honestly,
somebody took their rear windshield wiper and they made it so like she was breakdancing.
oh my god, that's amazing. Honestly, like looking at the Olympics, if I was to put a sport in, like I'm a little bit biased, but like I would have like roller hockey or like ball hockey. Like that's so much more interesting than breakdancing. I mean, like,
What was that
even
thing when
be
they was
good.
on roller skates and they went around the ring and they would try to pass the play?
Roller derby.
roller derby? Yeah.
Yeah, I would put that as a. Especially that
That-
girl in the rugby, especially that girl that played rugby.
Oh, Alana Mar.
Oh my gosh. Put her on some blades. It's bound to go down.
Shoot, kill someone.
Bandits in love.
Love me a strong woman. But next topic, man. Somebody who has been showing up in camp, man. Like we said, we got our questions about James Houston, but somebody who we don't have to question right now because been showing up and show out. Jay making plays in practice. We know, Tori. We know.
It'll be all right. Calm down.
No.
Let's see one of the plays that he made in practice.
He was all right.
What?
I'm joking. I'm so joking.
I was about to hit remove on your little butt picture.
I was about to throw this.
That's okay. I'd have blocked you after that.
Hey, he like a man that's on a mission who got his confidence back and who will believe in himself, man.
Yeah.
From
Got
everything he's
swagger
doing.
back.
Yeah. DaeDae, your thoughts on that? Whammo, J-Mo.
That's what we're expected out of him this year, man. We need that.
Yep.
We need to see that consistently, you know. But you've been seeing him make plays at camp all camp, so I'm ready for it. I don't need to see him in the preseason for sure. No, we're good on that.
Yeah, I think he's really starting to hit his stride as a receiver, at least based off of what we're seeing out of camp. He's attacking the ball. He's catching it with his hands. He's making tough catches. That's the stuff that we're getting out of camp. So you just hope that all that carries over. I know last week he had one bad day, where he had some drops. But I mean, you're talking dog days of camp at this point. But yeah, you just hope that it all carries over, and I'm excited to see J-Mo. I really want him to sit there and really ball out. And if all the camp reports are true, watch out,
Absolutely, Chris.
Yeah. His enthusiasm and energy is gonna be so infectious. As long as he keeps catching those balls, that's all that matters. Just gotta keep from having it. And to me, even if he drops a few balls, as long as they're not important ones, I'm good with it. But if they're in key situations, that's probably the only time that anybody's gonna bring up the pass. But I think he's good with that. I think he's okay.
Keegan.
Yeah, pretty much everybody's kind of pretty much said what I want to say. But I mean, just looking at it, like obviously, like looking at what like everybody's saying, the reports and whatnot, like he's taken it to the next level, and that's the expectation for him this year is to take that next level, the next jump to try and be obviously where he was drafted. Everybody like that, where. Hey, is he gonna live up to being that? And I think this is the year that he's gonna really take that next step to just be that guy and have that 1-2 punch at wide receiver, and that massively helps. You saw a little bit of a glimpse at it in the playoffs and in the regular season too. But I think obviously looking at what he did in San Fran too, that like, I think it was the first couple or first touchdown or whatnot. Like he balled out, man. Like he's definitely a stud, and obviously I think too, just having the right guys, right coaching and whatnot, the right culture helps a guy kind of get in the right state of mind to just be the player that they need to be. And I'm 100% confident that he's gonna absolutely ball out this year, and just he has a swagger back. He's gonna JMO's gonna JMO.
Period.
Tori, go ahead.
Okay, 4 words.
Okay.
Man on a mission. And it's like you see all these beat reporters talk about, like, example, Anzarike. Oh, he's doing great. And then it dies off. We don't see anything of it really. Whereas JMO, it has been since the start. JMO looks great. Here's the video. JMO's doing great. JMO did great twice at this fucking practice. Here's a couple more videos. So it's not dying down. The whole team, you cannot tell me that this entire team has just decided, hey, all off season, let's talk about JMO and how great he is. They're not going to do that unless he's being great. And it's the whole team behind him. Whole staff. Like, my boy is living up to what he is going to be.
Amen.
Amen. Tori, you want to promote your show? There you go. Let them know where they can find y'all at.
We do Lions Fan Report on Thursday nights now at 10. Well, we actually don't start at 10 because Sky is late every day. But we start around like 10:15, 10:20.
He's not here to defend himself. That's not.
He can't defend himself. He's late every day. Today he was late because he was eating pizza. And you guys heard it. So.
It's hot. I need to wait for it.
That's okay.
He's like, my pizza's too hot.
All right, this is the last topic of the day, man. And I know, Tori, I usually do the who is a better line, and you really hated it. So I thought I'd switch it up this week. So,
you got rid of it?
I'm going to switch it up this week. It will come back. And Tori's taking one in English.
Like a double. Bad virus.
Dang. I thought it was a good idea.
It is. I'm joking. It is.
Well, this one's called Who Was the Better Performer?
Well, how you comparing to what?
Odunze hasn't played a snap.
Y'all on the wrong. Y'all thinking football. See? Let me get into it first. Right?
Are you you're talking about the
yeah.
Michael Jackson versus
let me get into it, bro. Let me work, baby. Let me work. If y'all haven't seen
the
it,
whole room screaming and dancing. Hutch clears.
You better put the videos up so we all remember what the difference is.
Okay, contestant number 1.
She was more like the beauty queen in the movie scene. I said, don't mind what you do to me. I am the one. On the floor, in the round. She told me her name was Billie Jean. Across the scene, every head turned and eyes dream. Being the one. On the floor, in the round. People always told me
Iconic.
Contestant number 2.
That kiss in the mind, she fantasize about getting with me. They hating on me, they wanna diss, cause she mine is so fine, thick as can be. I'm a country boy from Tappahannock, PA is where I reside. Don't sorry understand it, see this bandana hanging, that means I'm like a bandit, like a bandit. That Lamborghini, by the seats, you never see me, so get it shawty. We poppin' like dancing in my dog, so I know what you want.
That was good too. Like you can't hate on that. That was good too.
Yes.
I can, and I will.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's Hutch freestyled that. He didn't
I
have,
have to tell you, but
With no beat or nothing.
yeah, no
I
beat,
hate
no
to tell you,
nothing.
but Hutch won that.
Oh yeah, Hutch
It
won
was,
that.
Hutch ate.
it wasn't a landslide, but he did beat him because he got his team more hyped by far.
Oh,
than the other
100%.
one.
Yeah,
He's good. The other guy, he did good, and he got some of his guys going. But that whole
Locker room.
area was with Hutch.
Man took his shirt off, and the other man started.
DaeDae.
I will tell you, in terms of like flow and like moves, Hutch is a little stiff still. He is white, so he doesn't have.
Leave my Paul Baying alone.
He's a little stiff. You know,
White boy
so-
Hutch.
Hutch ate. He cleared.
Facts.
Period.
Yeah, he cleared him.
Hutch definitely killed it. 100%.
Tori, was that a little better this week?
Yeah, I like that one.
That was by far your best verses.
Hey, first time on the show, that was goated as hell. I ain't go cap.
At first, I was like, bro, how are we comparing Hutch to Doomsday? And I was like, huh? I was so lost. I was like,
You gotta do your research, DaeDae. But we're gonna head out. I'm gonna let everybody know who they are and where you can find them at. Hey, starting with this man right here. Oh, let me get myself his verse. Kiki, man, we appreciate you coming on, man. Looking
Yeah, no
forward for you
problem.
to come back, man. Hey, I would love to get you and Chris get together and figure out a hockey show because you're talking about that the whole hour while we was in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Appreciate you guys having me in here. It was super fun. This is such a great experience, and obviously just podcast wise, you guys are so awesome, and I appreciate the opportunity to be on a podcast and just share love for sports and whatnot. So thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Hey, you wouldn't be here. It went for Tori reaching out. Tori, let them know where they can find you at. And
You
I
can find me
appreciate
on
it, Tori.
Twitter at TorXOO. Look, I got credit finally.
look, you don't
Other than
even
Leo.
know shit about hockey, but you got a Red Wings shirt on.
At Wingsfang 97.
What?
I know about hockey. I don't watch the NHL as much. I watch Fed hockey religiously.
Fed
I
hockey's
don't
not
be
too bad
saying
though.
It's great. So,
Did you say
and it
Fed
sparkles. Look
hockey?
how cute. Can't hate Day.
I'm not hating.
Chris.
I'm not hating.
Bedazzled Red Wing symbol.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Crazy Hockey Fan, as well as on Instagram and TikTok.
For sure. Hey, it's always a pleasure when this man pop in. Leo.
Yo, your boy Leo, you can see me or you can hit me up at Leo Barwella on X, first name, last name. We'll be here all season long. Be on multiple shows. So catch us. I just want to tell you guys though, what is coming is just to the Big Ten. Just know who's coming.
Oh,
Don't forget
God.
us.
Here we go. USC already.
Let's go.
DaeDae, my brother from another mother.
Well, you're gonna shout out your college. I got mine too.
We're gonna talk about colleges. Mine won the Natty.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's easy to win
Last
when you
year.
cheat. It's easy.
Waiting
when
for it, but go ahead.
you cheat, like, when you cheat, bro. Cheating ass. Deleting text messages over here. Well, it's your boy Day. You can find me on Twitter at Markham246, and as always, I'm the #1 hater, bro.
For sure. Hey, y'all know Sky ain't here, so we all gonna do it for him. Yo,
Just put a blank space there.
no. We just all point just to a sign. You feel me? That's what he always do. So you can find Sky that way, whatever way it is. Yeah.
He's like, He's like that way. He's over there. He's past Leo.
There you go. You can find him over
Past Leo.
Find his favorite report. That's where you find Sky at, man. Hey, I'm your boy Bandit. You can find me here, man. I appreciate y'all all being here, man. Hey, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be who I was if it wasn't for my team, but I appreciate it and I love y'all, man. But with that said, man, this is Detroit.
How
fan.
much? How
Detroit.
much you love me? How much you love me?
Say
Peace.
it like you
Like some lady boys, bro.